Okay, what's up everyone? This is Nick with Draftbit. Thanks for coming to our live stream today. Just getting set up here, so spare me a few minutes. And we might be joined by a Draftbit employee or two. We'll see how that goes. So what are we doing today in our live stream? A couple of things. Number one is I'm just going to go over a few updates and things that we made to Draftbit in the last week so you can kind of hear what's new. I'll take a little bit of Q&A after I do those updates. So if you're joining us on Facebook or on YouTube, please feel free to use the live social commenting features on those tools, and I will see them in our chat. And then, after Q&A, if you guys want to see something specific, I can dive into it with Draftbit. If not, we will continue on a build that I started in a previous live stream. And yeah, we'll just kind of play it by ear. We've got about an hour to do this, so I'm looking forward to spending this time with you. Okay, so bear with me. I'm just getting this set up. Okay, so what's new at Draftbit? We've got a couple of cool things to show you today. The first is kind of a handy shortcut when you are on a screen in your app. We got a lot of feedback that when you it's really important that you be able to kind of double click to edit different components. And so we introduced a new feature that doesn't go all the way, but when I double click on this text component, it will open up the data tab with the text input field selected. So now I can just start typing immediately. Hello, live stream, and it'll update. So anytime you double click on a component, either here or in the layer tree, it fires up in the input field. And so that'll just help you build a little bit faster. Then it saves you a few clicks and helps you move faster. That's one cool thing. This is kind of a sneak preview for those of you on the live stream. We're working on one of the biggest things that we got feedback on was that it's really easy in Draftbit to accidentally delete your work and there's no undo redo functionality. So we're working on the full implementation of this, but I should let you know this should work if I just delete this. Let's say I deleted this view that had a couple of components inside by accident. We have enabled, or we should have enabled, Control Z to bring that back from the dead. Yeah, and so you'll see that it came right back. We put it right where it is. So the entire UI has not been built out yet. So in the near future, we're going to be launching a UI. It has like a trash can, and you can see where all of your deleted screens and deleted components go, and you can restore specific ones from specific areas. But for right now, Control Z or Command Z on a Mac works, and now you don't have to be as fearful about losing your work. So that's pretty neat. Something that I wanted to point out for those of you who are brand new to Draftbit, we allow you the ability to schedule a personalized walkthrough in Draftbit. So these walkthroughs are 30 minutes. They're run by our customer success team, and they're really 30 minutes of your own time. It's even available to you if you're on the free plan to use however you want. So let's say you need help getting set up with data, or you need help laying out your screen, or you have a question about a feature that you didn't necessarily see in Draftbit, but that you really need to get going. You can reach out to our team, and we'll get you set up with a walkthrough. If you're new to Draftbit, you would have received a message from our team saying, hey, just so you know, you can schedule a walkthrough. If you don't have that message, just send us a message. The support team will see that, and they will work with you on setting up a walkthrough. Additionally, if there's something that you're interested in seeing in Draftbit, don't forget to utilize this request a feature button in our chat tool. This will take you to our roadmap site where you can upvote specific features that you want to see in Draftbit. And then one final announcement from the team is we've gotten a lot of feedback that that you want easier paths to publish in to the app stores with Draftbit. So right now, if you wanted to take your Draftbit app into the App Store, you would have to open up the code preview, export your entire app, run the terminal on your desktop, and enter a few command line functions to get your binaries, and then you personally have to take those binaries into the App Store. It's a pretty tedious process, and we recognize that. So if you are interested in being a beta tester for a new service that we're coming out with, where we will help you get your app into the App Store, soon there will be a little tooltip on this publish button that says, hey, do you want to talk to someone about publishing your app? But for right now, if you are interested in utilizing this new publishing service that we're beta testing, you can either chat us in the chat bot, or you can email help@draftbit.com. That's help@draftbit.com. Mention that you are interested in the new publishing service and being a beta tester, and we will get that set up for you. Okay. Questions, comments about any of that stuff from the live stream folks? Again, if you have questions, please, or comments, please use the social commenting features either on YouTube or on Facebook. Oh, sweet. Hey, look who dropped in.
Hey, guys.
Hey. Hey, so just want to introduce Shruff from our team to our live stream folks. Many of you already know Shruff or have spoken with Shruff, but yeah, Shruff, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about who you are, what you do at Draftbit, and introduce yourself. Hey, so just sweet. You can actually voice comment. I didn't know you could do that on the live stream. Whoever is speaking, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's me. I have our live stream running on,
Oh,
so we are
oh,
hearing our own voices. But anyway, hey, this is Sharath. I recently joined Draftbit as a product evangelist, and I've been actively shipping a lot of projects the last 3 years on Product Hunt on Twitter, and I'm very vocal on Twitter. So, uh, truly excited to be part of this live stream, as well as I'm very bullish on the whole no code movement, and Draftbit is one amazing platform that is going to push boundaries when it comes to building mobile apps. So get ready for a ride. We're going to come up with a lot of updates in 2021, and I think Peter just joined, so he's going to continue my. uh, Hey Peter, can you hear us?
sweet.
Hey.
Hey, all right. We got all sorts of cool Draftbit people dropping in today. So Peter is the co-founder and CTO of Draftbit. Peter, you want to introduce yourselves to the folks on the live stream?
Yeah, sure. I can't figure out why my camera's not turning on, but trust me, I'm here.
We can hear you at least. Your microphone's working.
Cool. Thanks for the quick intro, Nick. I am, as Nick said, the co-founder and CTO of Draftbit. I've been in the Expo and React Native community for a really long time. I'm Expo's first user. I've helped build a lot of the modules that you might be using today, and obviously have a deep obsession with React Native. So if you ever have any questions, please let me know. The one thing that I've been working on at Draftbit is Firebase support. We've had overwhelming requests to get it working, so I've been in the weeds there. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be here and supporting Nick and Shruff with however I can.
Awesome. Thanks, Peter. Your ears must have been burning because we got a message from John on Twitter. John says he'd love to test out the Firebase integration. So I'm gonna, Peter, while you explain what the heck John is talking about with the Firebase integration, I'm gonna let the folks, I'm gonna display some graphics on the screen to let them know where they can access the Firebase beta.
Yeah, for sure. Well, right now we're actively working on support, which means being able to list all your collections, right? Like we want to make it as super easy as possible, right? So within 3 clicks, you should be able to hook up your Firebase account, map it to a screen, and start displaying data. That's our goal. How can we make it simple? We are supporting basic email and password authentication for starters, but have heard folks want stuff like SMS and social sign-in too. So while we probably won't launch with all those things just yet, we're definitely launching with email and password. We're definitely launching with Firestore support as well. And then things that we're looking into right now is how do relationships work? How do nested collections work? How do you map all that data? So if you are interested, I can't see what Nick's sharing on his screen, but please sign up. There's been a lot of folks that want early access to give us feedback on whether we're going down the right path or not. So reach out, and when we're ready, you'll be the first to see what it's like.
Awesome. So I'm just going to put this link in the comments here. I don't think these links are clickable in the various platforms, but John and anyone else who's interested in Firebase, head on over to roadmap.draftbit.com. That's our roadmap site, and I'll show you what that looks like. Very slowly because I'm slow at this stuff. And in the middle of the screen, you'll see an in progress. Can you guys see my screen? I should be in my roadmap right now.
No, we're able to see your screen.
Oh, that's because I need to toggle the view. How about?
Yep.
Now. Yeah. Okay. All right. So roadmap.draftbit.com, and click on this Firebase integration feature request. And here's what you need to do to get on the beta tester list. scroll down to, it's in here somewhere. I think I posted an update. Yeah, it's the top comment on this feature request. There's a Typeform link. Give us your email and we will reach out to you to become a Firebase beta tester for Draftbit. So again, roadmap.draftbit.com, find the Firebase integration, and then give us your email in this link. If that's too much, just head on over to your Draftbit builder, launch a chat and say, hey, I'd like to be a beta tester for Firebase, and we will get you on the list. Cool. Sweet. Thanks, John, for the comment. We have another comment from YouTube. Helena asks, ooh, wow, I can talk today. Will there be a plan to make it easier to connect to a backend, or is Draftbit only intended to help with the front end? Okay, good question. Helena, I'm not sure if are you a current Draftbit user or if you're just checking us out. So let's get that question answered for you. So when you are in your Draftbit builder, you can launch this data tab over here, which will pull up a data and services modal. Today, we were just talking about Firebase. I'll get to that in a second. Today, you can connect any service backend to Draftbit that exposes REST API endpoints. So you simply click this card and you enter your REST API credentials, and it will help you get set up to utilize that data in your Draftbit app. We recognize that not everyone knows what REST API are out there. And so if you head on over to our doc site, which is docs.draftbit.com, and scroll all the way to the bottom, we have enabled a bunch of, or not enabled, these are enabled by default, but we've provided a bunch of guides on some of the popular backends out there. We're still working on a few more, but things like connecting Airtable to Draftbit, Sheety, which makes APIs out of Google Sheets, Contentful, which is a pretty popular app backend, Webflow CMS, Bubble CMS, WordPress CMS, just a variety of different services that you can connect to Draftbit. You follow these guides, and if you have one of these data services already, you will be able to connect your data to Draftbit today. So this is not a matter of if or when. It already exists in Draftbit today. I mentioned a moment ago Firebase. Peter mentioned that he's working on a beta for a direct integration with Firebase. The difference between a direct integration and this REST API setup is a direct integration. You'd be able to select this Firebase card, basically enter your API key, and Draftbit would examine the shape of your data and pull in everything that you need in order to use Firebase directly. And yeah, we're super excited about it. While we're on this topic, does anyone else on the social channels have questions about connecting data in Draftbit that we can answer? Awesome. Yes, super happy to help out with that and really appreciate the question.
I got my camera working, by the way.
Yeah,
hey, there's Peter.
we can see you, Peter. There is
Peter,
one.
tell everyone where you're joining from.
I'm in San Antonio, escaping Chicago's winter.
Like literally just in time. We have like 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah, it's I left 2 weeks ago. It's like every day, like it was 85 degrees and sunny yesterday, a beautiful breeze. You know, you get this like cooler breeze that comes in from the desert air. Today it's gotta be, what is it? Oh, it's a chillier 69 degrees today.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I actually had to put on a little light sweater, you know, to go outside. I'm wearing shorts and a light sweater today because I couldn't go out in a t-shirt, but it's great.
That's funny. Okay, we have another question from YouTube. Anasaur asks, visual builder for WordPress user. I have to know a little bit more about that question, Anasaur, but at a high level, I just showed you guys these REST API docs. We do have support for connecting your WordPress.com CMS to Draftbit. So if you are looking to build a mobile app that references the data in your WordPress.com CMS, you can do that. WordPress does expose its REST API endpoints. So the answer to your question is yes, it is a visual builder if you're a WordPress user. Sweet. Okay, I think I got to all the questions so far in the social channel. Thanks, John. So at this point, if there aren't any other questions or comments, I should just ask the streams again, like if there's anything that you want to see in Draftbit, you want to see me demo something, you want to know if there's specific features that we're offering, just feel free to toss those questions or comments in the chat and we'll get to them. If there's not anything else, maybe we can just continue on a build that I had started in a previous live stream. What do we think?
I just wanted to chime in real quick. Thanks so much for having me. Duty calls. I gotta pair with some folks on the engineering team to get through an issue. So you all have a great rest of your day, and talk soon.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Peter. This was super fun. Appreciate you dropping in.
Yeah. See y'all
later. All right. So Shruff, what I had started in a previous live stream was my own personal app. I was working on a way to basically like rate and catalog coffees that I was trying because I'm kind of a coffee nerd. And so where I left off was I had set up an Airtable. I think I have an Airtable set up at least. I had set up an Airtable and I was working on building a screen that would allow me to submit coffees with like a name, and I had like a drop down for roast level and type and a slider for rating the coffee on a scale of 1 to 5.
Nice.
So that's kind of where I left off. Let me see if I can find this. I think it was in here. Yeah. So I figured what I might do is maybe, and you can totally help me, I'm going to go to my Airtable docs in the Draftbit docs and work on setting up the post request so that I can submit data from this screen into this database.
Yep.
So, and I'm like doing this 100% live. Oh, this whole time I thought I was sharing my screen. Sorry. Now this should make a lot more sense because what I was saying was,
oh, now I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So I have this this app in Draftbit where I've created this form screen. So this is a text input field. This is a drop down. This is a drop down, and this is like a rating slider.
Right.
And this is my Airtable. So I have tabs for coffees, roasters, users, which I won't use yet, and then corresponding fields in my Airtable. And then I went over to Draftbit docs and went to the Airtable REST API integration. And I was going to see if I could get my post request hooked up. So let's see if we can't get this done. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to connect my Airtable to Draftbit. And to do that, I'm going to open the data tab, add a new REST API, call it Coffee Airtable. And then I need to get my base URL from Airtable. So I should go to...
Yeah, you can actually go to help. In help, we have API documentation. Yeah.
Sec. And this is my base ID. And so my base URL should be something like this, API.
Okay.
This may or may not work, I'm not sure. I did not go and get my authentication key from my account yet, so I'm going to need to do that before this will work. So let's save this for now.
Yeah, I think first we gotta open the settings and add the global variable.
Yeah, you are right about that. I'm going to unshare my screen because these global variables are secret.
Personal and secret.
Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to my my account settings. I think it's in my account settings, right? And going and finding my secret key. And then I'm going.
You can actually find the same thing on the API documentation. You just have to enable the show API key on top right.
Okay, I'll show those steps, but then before I show it, I will. Oops, that's my secret key. I just showed it by accident. Nobody tell. So it's right here. You click show API key, and then it should show it. I think. So I'm going to add this into. Let me just show everyone where this goes in Draftbit. So when you're authenticating in Draftbit, you add your global variables for your authentication into this global variables menu. So I'll call this, something like that. And then you would enter your secret key in here. So I'm going to stop sharing. Enter that in, add, save. And now I can reshare. Cool. And so next what I need to do is go to my Airtable, edit this service, and add the, what's the syntax?
I think you just have to say you just add it'll come on the drop down, Nick. You need
I thought I had to know if the key name mattered.
Yeah.
I don't know if I may not have done this. Whatever, it's too much sharing and unsharing. I'm just going to change this. I think I had, you have to add bear.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
You have to completely copy the whole barrier key and the whole thing.
Did I do that right? I had the API key in there, but I forgot to add bear. So did I do that right or no?
Go to authentication. I mean, you can stop sharing because it reveals the key. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I did that. Is it? Do I also need this authorization?
No, you don't.
Okay. Okay, so I think I have it right.
I gotta go as well. I have something
Okay.
to take care. But yeah, it was really fun, chatting with you and Peter, and good seeing everyone here. Hope to join next week and answer some questions. So, all right, talk soon.
Thanks, Shruff. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there was one. All right, so I believe I've done this right. I've connected my Airtable service. I've got this authorization key, save, and then so now I need to build my post request. So to post data from a Draftbit app to an Airtable base record, you need to use a component that accepts user input and has a field name prop to post data to an Airtable base. If you weren't on the last live stream where I set up this screen, I have this text input field. The field name is name. The roast picker field, the field name is roast. The type picker, type, and the rating slider, rating. And those correspond to name, rating, roast, type in my Airtable database. So I believe that the rule is that these need to be alphanumerically matching, including them being case sensitive. So if your post requests break, that's the first thing you should inspect, is making sure that your field names match exactly. So set up our first endpoint. So once you have the necessary components on your screen, you need to create a new endpoint in your Airtable service. In the new endpoint, you will need a name, post, table name, if it differs, or if you want to add data to a different table in the add paths and params input. And on the right-hand side of the manual, click the body structure tab, insert the request of the body. This will differ depending on the fields you have in your Airtable. Okay. Sweet. So data tab, open up my service, create a new endpoint. We'll call it rate new coffee, post request. And I think I can go over here and find the body. So this is kind of what the body structure looks like for an example. And so I will have, instead of like ID, title, etc. Let me see something real quick. Let's copy this. Okay. No. That's annoying. don't know. I think I was expecting the Airtable API documentation to show me the shape of my tables. Like this isn't super helpful, fields, and then it's just empty. I was hoping that it would actually like give me a starting point. Like this isn't super helpful. I also don't know why it would be repeated. It's also kind of annoying. Okay, let's figure this out. Okay, so the field name in Airtable, okay, and the value of the field name prop in Draftbit. Oh, that's actually super helpful. So forget this. Let's just do this instead. So this would be like name, and this would be like name. Roast. Roast. 2 Carlys or 1? Or is it just quotes? Let's just test it with 1 and see what happens. And I need another. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm really getting tripped up here, like unnecessarily. Let's try this one more time. Just want to test one. And I'm really starting to feel people's pain when they say like, this is like kind of hard. I feel like I've done this a few times, but usually with an engineer, and it's like pretty straightforward. But then when you're left on your own, it's a little bit frustrating. So I get that for sure. wonder if this is the problem. I sent up an SOS in our company Slack. Oh, you guys are all chatting me and I was not looking. So Aman, actually, I have an idea. Aman, give me 1 second here, if you're still there. I know it's late there, Aman, but check your Slack if you have a sec. I sent up an SOS in Draftbit Slack because I said I was stuck and I was embarrassing myself on this live stream. So, hey, Alan. Hey, George. Aman might join too. All right. So here's where I'm stuck. I'm following these Airtable docs. And so I have my my field names here. I'm just trying to map to this field name here in my Airtable. I'm pretty sure I have the path correct. I'm pretty sure I have this JSON body structure correct. But
can you zoom in, or is it possible for Restream to like full screen the shared screen? I can't seem to figure that out. It's just kind of small. Okay, yeah. So you're passing in record and then an array of fields, name, and there's no variables there or anything. Okay, with you so far.
So when I test, I just get an invalid response. And I know we're working on making Draftbit error responses richer, but I'm not sure like which part isn't working.
Well, it's getting a 404 from Airtable. Is there any chance that there's something wrong with that endpoint URL? If you open up a terminal and you just like curl that, oh, it might also be a header thing. That it could be that they return 404 if the authentication header is not correct.
So, okay, so that's interesting. That's one hunch that I had. Oh, the other thing I was curious about is, so my field name in the Airtable is name, but in the API docs is that this is the field name. Do I potentially just have the field name wrong?
Oh, it definitely could be.
Let me try this and see if it gives me a valid response.
Sure. Now, what are the values of that dictionary supposed to be? You had before name, colon name. What's on the left and what's on the right? Is it might be worth reversing them, I guess, is one of the ideas I had.
Oh. Okay.
So, Nick, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind what is you trying to do? Do you need? Are you just trying to get a list of everything that's in that database?
I'm just trying to get a valid. I'm making a post request.
Oh, it's a post request. Got it.
I'm just trying to make a. Aman, do you know what I'm doing wrong?
I think it could be about the table name, the column name should be correct, because I think the Airtable recommends you to use column names in the lowercase, but I don't think it should make a difference.
So the left-hand side is the Airtable, right? Yeah.
I can show you what I've used to do an Airtable post, if that helps in the past.
Yeah. You want to just like send me the JSON?
Yeah, I put it in the chat, but I put it in here as well.
Oh, this is helpful. This is good.
Oh, key and interesting.
So that's what I got. Like I can also take a screenshot. It might be helpful.
So I'm just messing with name for right now, and then we can add the others.
Now, should it be key name and value of something? Like I'm wondering, I'm wondering if that key field is supposed to refer to the name of a field in your Airtable. I don't know. Keep going on what you were doing.
Oh yeah, field should not be. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah, I guess. Sorry about that.
The left-hand side is the Airtable side, right? The field name in Airtable, and then the right-hand side is the field name prop in Draftbit.
Left hand is the field name in Airtable. Yeah. Okay.
So this is where I got stuck before because I had this syntax, but when I have this and I curly bracket
the body there on the left hand side, can you go to body? Maybe that's it.
Oh man.
No.
Oh, still.
It's really weird that it's a 404. Like you'd think that it would be a 400 if there was something wrong with the request.
Wait, but you have nothing in your. So in body, you don't see name. Is that right? Name should appear in the body on the left, right?
You have to have the body panel. Yeah, name.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you do put test. Wait. Okay. Yeah.
I kind of like so.
Yes.
I wonder if we can get the error, like the response that's returned back from the server. It might have more information in it. Do they have like an example curl or something that they have in their docs? I'm just trying to think if there's any other information.
Can you check the header to see if we do those properly?
Right,
yeah, let me.
Oh, you did that. Sorry.
I'm gonna exit out of this, and I'm gonna unshare my screen for a second so that I can examine my API key.
That's a good idea.
I'll just do this.
Hi, man. I don't think we've met before. I'm George. Nice to meet you.
Hi, George. Hi, Alan.
Hi, I'm Alan. Yeah, I'm an engineer. Drafted.
I do product.
I've just started working on the content creation and the REST API guide site.
Very nice.
Yeah, my auth global variable is set correctly in global variables.
And the URL matches, right? For the endpoint.
Yeah, so if I turn this back on. Oops. 1 second.
One thing we might want to verify is that the curl that they have there, if that succeeds, like if you can run that from your terminal or something and get a valid response back, then there just must be something wrong with how it's constructing the request.
Yeah, the curl command shown in the docs, they have that API key enabled, so you can just copy and paste it and see if it turns in.
You had can you go, like you had in the authorization, I think you had auth instead of bearer. Did that see that right?
I saw that too. Is the word bearer in your global variable there for auth?
I think you have auth instead.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, so it's bearer and then my API key. Bearer space, uppercase bearer space, my API key, which is what Airtable says is the correct syntax for that.
Yeah, you're right.
That looks right.
I'm trying to find things.
I wonder. I'm gonna try and do something kind of stupid, but so this is just for my base, and then maybe if I move the table into my.
Yeah, that's what I usually do, but in theory it should not matter, but it's a good thing to test.
Post, yeah.
That's my API.
Look.
I already memorized it.
I'm probably just gonna have to go into my Airtable and refresh my API key for this.
Yeah, it's online forever now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still 404.
I'm gonna try logging on to this app. Can you just
I
stack
put
me
in Slack.
the link?
I put it in Slack, Alan.
Oh, you did. Okay.
The URL, yeah.
I want to see what's going on in the network tab.
Then you should see in the docs, like earlier you mentioned that you cannot see your field names in the Airtable docs. I think they generate because the example I worked on, it shows me the keys and values from my own table. So if you can like manually enter one, like in your fields, you can only see like date added and created time.
You mean enter values in here?
Yeah, just for one column and see if it shows in the docs. Like,
Refresh it here.
It's somebody's commenting. It's the rating column. Set rating
Oh, look at that.
or delete rating. Ah,
All this confirms is that the syntax was right.
now is this to create this curl here is to create a new item in the record?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that just makes it the string literal of name, so just removes the variable from it, unfortunately. Can you save one of those even if it's a broken endpoint? Oh no, you can't save it because
You can't. Yeah, you have to redo it. That's what I'm doing now.
Can you copy paste me that curl that they have in there, Nick?
This whole thing here.
Yeah. I guess I'll need an API key to try it out. I don't know if you're comfortable sending me yours otherwise.
Well, if you're in the app, you can just. Oh, I guess no.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's get me that.
While we're doing that, I'm just gonna look at the chat real quick and see if there are other questions that people had. William asked if custom fonts, if we have any timeline. This is a good question for George to answer. Do we have any timeline on a fix for custom fonts?
What do you mean by custom? Being able to like import your own font? Is that the intent?
I'm not clear. I'm not sure if it's you can't add them or if they're not rendering, maybe in live preview or in web preview.
Are these Google fonts?
That's a good question.
I think that we should support Google fonts. So if there's something that's not working there, that would be a bug. Other kinds of fonts, I don't know. My guess is that it would get a groan from the.
Yeah, we have a good amount of font, probably like 100 to 200. But if it's not in there, we don't currently have a way to add your own. And to be frank, this is not on a short-term timeline.
Say that one more time.
I said we currently have like a selection of 100 or 200 fonts you can choose from. But if you want to add another one that's not in there, we don't currently support that. I think the person says Inter, which I believe we do support. It is in Google.
William, are you importing Inter and trying to use it, or are you trying to select Inter from Draftbit's font selector and it's not rendering? And if so, where is it not rendering?
Yeah, I guess I don't see it in the list, so that's a good call.
It's a cool font, though, no?
It is. We don't have all of them, I would assume, but we could. I mean, we could consider adding that one. It's a popular one, for sure.
We do expose in the assets upload screen your ability to add fonts, so we should probably deprecate that if we're not supporting that right now.
Well, I was able to successfully execute that curl, so that's a good sign. But still got to figure out what the heck's going on with the.
Is it because do I have to have all of these field names?
I'm just going to take the thing that was that worked for
I
me.
was just trying to
if I
post.
can add it as an endpoint.
It might be a good thing to try, Nick, at them all if it's not too annoying.
Easy.
Try
So like this, the shape of this is literal, right? Because I'm literally trying to post these strings, and that's not working. So changing them to variables won't do anything.
Yeah, it's a very good thing to try. It's a good idea.
I wonder is this important? Like, why? What does anyone know why this is duplicated this way? Like, do I have to have both sets of this?
From my understanding, using Airtable, I always thought it was just an example. Like it gives you a couple just so you understand it's
Oh, like
list.
Example 1, example 2.
Yeah.
Invalid API version.
Whoa, I'm getting. Or is this you doing this?
I just tried it out and it works from the Draftbit using your the same URL and the authorization bearer. I just created a new project and it works.
So it's just my account, is what you're saying. All right. Well, to be continued, I guess. I'm going to actually wind down this live stream because we're over time and now we're just messing around. So let me